the lineup as possible and try to keep those jet ski wakes out of the lineup. Thank you, Jacob.
Well, I think if I can see through the window here, Manny, we have the IBA jet ski down here to the left, waiting patiently in the channel. Then we have a few drongos out the back, joyriding. So maybe we'll send Yere out there to regulate. And but that's not our job. Our job's right here. And now in the next heat we have Yuri Valadeo and Mark McCarthy.
You don't want to miss any of the action. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back, everybody. Once again, this is the NMD versus Fronton Pro. Giving you the live feed. Manny V here with Nick Mesritz, a.k.a. Mez. This event is brought to you by U Riding, Alpha Campaign, 662 Mob, and LikeBodyboard.com. As you can see the peanut gallery there, watching on intently. These two guys out in the water. Udi Valadao, the lone Brazilian in this event, holding it down. We've seen some incredible riding from Udi from the previous heats. He is facing off with the South African Mark McCarthy. This is going to be another great heat.
Well, Yuri Valadeo is the 2008 IBA World Champion, and I saw a few guys writing him off, about being a small wave surfer, but he's not a small wave surfer. I mean, he can surf in all conditions, and he was ripping in the previous heats, pulled off a sick air forward, and he can take it, bring it as good as anyone. So Ben Player and Jared Houston there, having a bit of a chat. They'll both be in their own quarterfinals. They're not. Sorry, Jared Houston straight through to his quarterfinal, but Ben Player is up against Jace Finlay in the last heat of round 6. So before we saw a shot of Nick Omorod, who is qualified for the 2013 IBA Pro Tour. As we have the rider in green here, Mark McCarthy taking off on his first wave.
Oh,
Bottom turns.
Mark McCarthy comes around that big section. You can see that barrel, just a big old cavern, but wasn't able to get into that pocket. As you can see, he's paddling over to the channel as quickly as possible. Could be a set out the back. Igor Sanchez, I believe, is at the video camera. Oh, my, can we get a wide shot of that barrel coming in? Oh, my, Mark McCarthy with a first wave. Take another look.
Well, it looks like, look how glassy the wave is there. There's no step on that one. Pulls in nicely, sets himself up, hopes for it, and nothing happens. It's going to happen, Manny, but it's just not happening right now.
Well, you said glassy conditions, and that is the new thing that we have this year. It was really windy the last years, but Mark McCarthy handled that wave incredibly, but unfortunately it's just not deep enough. Mark McCarthy, South African, I believe in 2010, won the Confital Pro just on the other side of the island here, so he knows what it's like to be in a final here in the Gran Canarias.
He does, and then we see Dave Winchester, Ryan Hardy in the back. I don't know how Ryan's feeling, but I'll have a chat to him later on. You see him there having a chat to the boys. He's not too bummed, He'll be back.
Look at this monster.
We can hear the guys beside us just talking about this thing, and that's just scary.
It just covered the entire frame right there. That is just a massive set unloading on the shallow reefs here at Fronton. This competition, I don't think we could have asked for any better conditions to end the 2012 IBA World Tour. Big waves, heavy conditions, and a world title is up for grabs. Dave Winchester and Jeff Hubbard are still in the competition. Dave Winchester essentially has to make it into the final if he wants a shot at that world title.
Yeah, well, he has to make the final, and I believe if Jeff makes the final, he's already won the world title. So if Dave Winchester gets knocked in the semi or the quarter, Jeff Hubbard will be your 2012 world champion.
You want to repeat that one more time just so the viewers don't miss it?
Okay, so if Dave Winchester gets knocked out in his quarterfinal or semi-final heat, Jeff Hubbard correction, will be your world champion.
So there you have it.
We need Dave Winchester to make the final. If Hubby Guys gets knocked out in the quarters, Dave just has to make the final to take the crown. If Hubby makes the semis, I believe Dave Winchester has to win. That's unconfirmed, but that's, I believe, how it goes down. And yeah, so 2 nervous guys out there. We have Jeff Hubbard right in front of us in the commentator's booth here.
Oh, that's who that is.
Hood down,
Yeah.
Sonny's on. He's just watching intently to see what's going to happen.
He's actually been hanging out in this area. This area over here where the webcast booth is located, there's actually an extra room, and I know he's been hanging out there just to get, the first front row view without any disturbance, anybody, bothering him. So this is a great location to just sit and watch and concentrate and focus.
Well, it's worked for him so far. He's just dominated every heat he's been in, and he sits back here. There's a couple of spare chairs. There's no sun, so he can kick back there quietly and watch what's going on, work on his strategy, control his breathing, have a bit of a rest, and then when he goes over there, puts the contest ratio on, it's all business.
That's right.
So Jeff Hubbard, he's been here before, 2 times world champion. His first one was in 2006, and then he backed that up in 2009. So going for 2012, a trifecta. And yeah, Dave Winchester going for his first world title. So this heat is now 7 minutes old, 23 minutes to go, and we have Mark McCarthy in the lead with a 3-point score. A smaller wave, and we need Yuri Valadao looking to get on the board.
So we do have plenty of time. Look at this. Looks like they're both scratching for something. Uri Valadao, the lone Brazilian, taking a look, dropping in way behind the section, maintains the speed, drives the line. Can he come out of that? The door was open. Uri Valadao comes out with a deep barrel right there. Uri Valadao with a solid ride for his first wave in the red jersey. Uri Valadao had an interview last night live on the feed, 6 p.m., and it was pretty awesome to watch. Uri Valadao pretty stoked holding it down in these big conditions.
Well, like I said, guys were writing the guy off about being a small wave surfer, and that's not the case. We just saw him there probably ride arguably through the best barrels so far. We'll watch that on the replay here. Just that one there wasn't a very steep drop, but it just opened up for him.
Oh.
Sitting there just behind the lip, comes out high, and that'll be a good scoring wave for Yuri.
That was incredible wave riding right there. Again, Uri Valadao, the only Brazilian in the competition. He is no stranger at the world title. Unfortunately, he's not in the run for it, but in 2008, he was your world title holder.
He's still young, man. He's 26 years old there, and that score came through 7.25 for Yuri Valadao. So great first scoring wave. And let's repeat, these are not set waves. If these guys can get set waves, it's going to be double the size, as we see Yuri there. Sitting in perfect position, right there, just behind the curtain. Comes up high, you'll see he comes up the top there, rushing out with a spit, and that's the wave over. So Yuri Valadao there takes the lead with a 7.25.
As you can see, the wave still coming in. You can see right through the wave right there. Just see how shallow it is and see the reef. It looks nice and beautiful, but you don't want your body to bounce off of that thing. And look at that. Uri Valadao's solid barrel ride, 7.25. And here's another one. Uri Valadao throws a roll right there at the end of that one. So he's just pulling way ahead of Mark McCarthy now in this heat, the second heat of round number 6. The winner will advance on and face off Jeff Hubbard in the quarterfinals. So Jeff Hubbard is watching patiently and seeing who he will face off. And here's another wave, another look at Uri's last wave.
Well, that's an inside wave, Matty, and he takes off on that one to solidify the score. Nice roll there, lands it. Guys aren't going for the ARSs or the backflips because if you don't stick the landing, you're in a world of hurt. So they're playing it safe with the rolls, which they can control better on these conditions. And that was a 6-point ride there for Yuri Valadao. So Yuri Valadao, 2 good scoring waves, and Mark McCarthy still yet to get a good score on this one as we watch the replay.
Here's another angle of Uri's waves. You can see him set his line perfectly inside of that barrel.
That was the first wave, Manny, I believe.
And he ends that wave with a nice roll. That was a good wave nonetheless for Uri Valadao. He's way ahead right now of Mark McCarthy. Pretty much put him in combination land, which means Mark McCarthy's first wave of a 3.0 is not going to mean anything. He's got to reset and now catch 2 solid waves. Look at him.
Well, Mark's having a look at this one, and he decides to let it go through. It's got a bit too much. I don't know if that's west, north, east, or what it is, but whatever it had, he didn't want anything to do with it. So he paddles back out off to his left here. So Plenty of time for Mark, 20 minutes to go. And he'll be looking for that right wave. So Yuri's sort of like, or he has sort of said where it's at. He's put the marker down, and it's up to Mark McCarthy now to match it as he starts to scratch. And he looks to be a bit too far over there at the moment, Manny. Like a little bit too.
Wait a second.
Yuri again on another wave.
Oh my, look at this bomb right there. Oh, he fell down in a deep pit, but gets caught behind the section on that one. That was a great view right there. And there he is just getting out of that whitewash right there. He's got a couple waves that are going to land right in front of him that he's going to have to deal with. And actually, no, he's in the clear right there. But Uri Valadao just picking off the little medium-sized ones, but medium today is that right there. 5 foot, just bombs coming in. And what happened in the barrel?
He was there, and I think the whitewater just rolled him, so he just got smoked on the inside. And he was set up perfectly for that wave, and that's what happened as a result. So
he's still paddling out, just
kicks
getting
out of it, and
up.
doing his thing as we watch the replay here. So you watch there, bounces on the takeoff, pulls up, stalls it, and then he's coming out of it. Then next minute, this whole thing just goes, nah, you're staying inside, buddy.
It could have been the shock wave as well. When the lip of the wave lands on the flat part of the water, it actually creates another little wave inside going the opposite direction. And that right there, if you're not careful, can throw your whole line off.
Well, it's like a trench. And if you go into that, like, sometimes you just get sucked straight to the bottom. I know it's happened to me a few times, and it's bizarre. And on these bigger waves, the trench is just that much bigger. So the shock, you can push up and hit against you, which will knock you up, or you can actually fall into the trench and go straight down. So we're not quite sure exactly what happened there, but he did not make it out, and that was a 2.48 wave score as a result. So
Steve Action Jackson is tuned in from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. So he's sitting in his Speedos with no clothes on, just watching the live feed.
Sipping a caipirinha.
Sipping on a caipirinha in the early morning. So Steve Action Jackson, welcome, brother, and everybody else tuned in. Again, our Facebook page is where you can come into the commentator's booth and give us what your thoughts. I posted something on our Facebook page. Who are you going for, Hub or Winnie? It's pretty much a straight line down the middle for both of these riders. And, of course, there was a few people throwing out who they wanted to win the event as well. Sam Bennett, there's a couple fans for you, but unfortunately he got knocked out in that first heat. Now, currently in the water, heat number 2, Uri Valadao leading that heat with a combined score of a 13.25. Mark McCarthy, unfortunately, he needs 2 whole new waves to start his campaign. That 3-point ride in the beginning is not going to help him in the end. So Mark McCarthy in the green jersey, Uri Valadao, the lone Brazilian out there in the red jersey. Mark McCarthy, one of 3 South Africans still in the competition. We're going to watch Sasha Specker coming up next, face off with the Canary Island rider, Elliot Morales. And then we also have Jared Houston sitting comfortably in the second heat in the quarterfinal. So look at these sets coming in out the back. Mark McCarthy taking a look.
We have Sasha Specker, and here's Uri Valadao taking off on the inside wave there. Comes off the bottom. Nice roll. I don't think that'll better one of his high-scoring waves, but he's getting some waves there, which just shuts out Mark McCarthy. So we have Sasha Specker in the booth here next to us, putting his wetsuit on, getting ready for his heat against Elliot Morales, the local boy. So that was Uri Valadao, your 2000 and I cannot see the screen world champion, but he
2008.
We watch the replay here. Stalls on the takeoff, spreads the legs, drives off the bottom, bit of chop there, up for the roll. Good extension, lands on the soft white water there, and basic maneuver, but won't better his score.
As you can see, Igor Sanchez out there with the video camera, making sure he gets the shot. I think that's Igor. I may stand corrected, but we do have other riders out there, whether they are board caddies or video camera people. They are way off to the side in the channel. They don't want to get caught by a sneak attack wave. The conditions are amazing right now. The last 2 years at this time, there was a north wind that was just whipping in through here. But today, glassy, 6 to 8 foot, just unloading onto the shallow reef here at Fronton.
Well, it's going to get better, Manny. Like the swell, like we said, the swell is here. The swell is pumping. There's very, very light winds, if any wind at all. And when the water does come up, when the tide comes up, high tide, I'm not sure exactly when that is, but when it does come up, we're going to see better and better wave conditions. And that will work in our favor because we have the quarterfinals coming up. And in those quarterfinal matchups already, we have Jared Houston against Yere Martinez in round 1. Round 2 will be the winner. Quarterfinal number 2 will be the winner of this heat, either Yuri Valadao or Mark McCarthy, and they are up against Jeff Hubbard.
Wow, Mark McCarthy's got to get something going here. We're at the halfway point of this 30-minute heat. Top 2 waves will be scored, 15-wave maximum, and that is Sasha Specker, the IBA World Tour 2012 drop knee world champion, and as well the IBA World Tour staff photographer. All of the incredible images coming to you from
And I think
Specs
porn
have been
star too.
unreal.
I think part porn star too with that moustache, you know.
We don't know about his extracurricular
And if he has a
activities.
girlfriend, we do apologise, but a lot of the boys rocking the moustaches hanging over from Movember.
That's right.
So he can grow one, which is more than half the guys on the tour, so he's keeping it. Now, of course, we have J-Rom with the full beard. There we have Root, which is...
How's Root? Just fully concentrating and focusing. It looks like she's got a brand new lens, too. I think that's a 100 to 400 lens she's got for her camera. You can see her boyfriend, PLC, on the table right there, watching intently or watching what's going to unfold here in this heat. And watching the waves as well. Perfect conditions, 6 to 8 foot, just big old bombs unloading.
I'm not sure if that's like one of those 7Ds or the 5Ds where they can actually film on it.
Yeah.
So
guaranteed. That's
maybe
all
it
she
is,
does.
you know, and then she's filming it for the heat. So maybe they go back home and watch other heats and they analyze that stuff. I'm not sure. I see the Root has a young daughter with her here this trip. Last year we had Pierre winning the world title, and his sister Josephine was there along with Root to cheer him on. His parents were back home watching on the web feed, so different scenario here with Pierre no longer in the running for the world title, but well seeded for next year's world tour. And he wants this event. You know, don't forget, or don't think for 1 minute that Pierre's going to give up. He wants to win. He doesn't care who's in front of him. He wants the crown. He's a competitive little man. Needs a bit of a haircut, but otherwise he's in it to win it. So there's no change as we go into as we count down for 12 minutes. We still have Yuri Valadao in the lead with 13.25. And Mark McCarthy having a look here on this one. Nice looking wave.
Here we go.
Takes
oh,
off, big
my.
wave.
Look
Stall
at
at
that.
the bottom. Look at that pit. Just comes
Is
through
he
up
coming?
high.
Oh, he makes it.
And
He's
he
pumped.
There he is. Like, that was perfect from
Oh,
Mark McCarthy.
my.
Off the bottom there, and he pulls up high, and that's the difference between making a wave or not here. That last wave from Yuri, he got trenched, and he was down too low. We saw Mark there turn off the bottom, and you see him come up straight through the section, up high on the wave, which is how you do it in these conditions.
That's what he was after for his first or second wave. He is on the hunt for a set of 2 new scores because of Uri Valadao's 2 high
Here's a
score waves.
replay, man. He comes off the bottom, spreads the legs.
Look at that.
Turns up, stalls right at the bottom there. That thing's a good size wave. Watch where he comes out, Manny, up high. See that? So he's just pulled his line up to come up high. If he stayed down low, that would have landed on his head. Game over.
That was a perfectly ridden wave. Look how massive this thing is. It is unloading on 3 to 4 foot shallow reef, and I can't imagine the view he sees from there, but it is a big cavern. Really pretty good, pretty deep. The judges are going to love that. I mean, it was a perfect ride.
An 8 on that one.
Oh, my. That is the highest score of the heat so far, an 8.0. That wave was a set wave. He drove it perfectly. Bottom turned perfectly, and he couldn't. I mean, he rode that wave just perfectly. So the judges saw that 8.0 for Mark McCarthy.
Well, if we see that replay, Manny, and I was talking about how Mark's coming off the bottom and pulling up high, and you'll see his front hand. You just see his hand, which is actually his whole body, just coming up. So he drives off the bottom, leads with that front hand. He just pulls his line up and comes up through the top. Which for any of you young guys out there, you're in the barrel, you're wondering why you're not making it out. Aim high.
That's right, and that'll give you a higher line, which will in turn give you more speed. So Mark McCarthy, sponsored by Stealth Boards and Fins, Lizard Clothing, Emerald Board, Bodyboard Specialist. Those sponsors are definitely watching their rider out here right now, and I'm sure all of his friends and fans and family in Richards Bay are also tuned in right now, watching the NMD versus Fronton Pro. Again, this is it. Live feed coming to you from Fronton, the northwest corner of Gran Canaria, one of 7 islands here in the Atlantic Ocean, just 200 kilometers west of Morocco on the African continent. Manny V and Mez throwing it down. Oh my Lord.
Well, we have an interesting situation now because with that 8-point wave, Mark, is back in the hunt.
Way back.
And he has the highest scoring wave of the heat. So he's got an 8. He needs to get rid of the 3.0 ride because that 3's weighing him down. He can do it. He's got 10 minutes to go. And the waves are starting to pump as we see Alec Morales.
There we go. Look at
going
this.
down. Here's Yuri, bounces on the bottom there and makes it, but not much to sort of talk about there, man. He came down, he bounced on the bottom, lost his speed, lost his momentum. The thing just yacked on him, and he pushed through, but that won't be a high-scoring wave there for Yuri.
Well, Woody Valadao pretty much just gave up his priority on that wave right there,
great.
And you can see him paddling back out. But very interesting to see why he went on this wave. It looked like it wasn't going to form up too good. And look at that airdrop straight to the bottom, but is able to maintain that rail and turns it up and into the barrel, which was a barrel, and then just the whitewash just comes frothing and flowing over him, and he can't come out. That's not going to be a high-scoring wave, but you know what? A very dangerous move now. Priority is in the hands of Mark McCarthy. He can wait these last 8 minutes and 50 seconds until he finds a nice, good wave to come his way.
Well, we'll watch this again here. Watch Yuri. Like, he didn't do it, but watch where his pressure's on his inside elbow. And that's the shock absorber. So he actually pulled that pretty good. I mean, everything was loaded up on that inside elbow. And when he bounced, he quickly held his rail and kept his line. So it didn't look pretty, but what he actually did there in the situation was top-notch. So he held his line, and if that thing had yacked a bit more, he would have been able to drive through that. Unfortunately, the wave didn't cooperate, and it wasn't a high-scoring wave. I believe it was a 4.38. So
it's still coming down the pipeline.
2.88. So, yeah, so look at this set, man.
Look at these sets. Is Mark McCarthy really going to take a look at this?
No, he's not.
Look at that monster just unloading on 4 feet of water. Oh, my. That is a lot of power, ladies and gentlemen. Mother Nature has no mercy.
There's 3 of these things stacking up behind this, and I'm sure a lot of the guys back home were mind surfing that one. And there's a bit of difference between the mind surf and actually surfing it. But Mark will have a dig. And look at this thing, Manny.
All right, taking a look. No, obstacle up and over that one.
So
but yes, we have viewers from all over the world. Mexico, I know, is tuned in all the time with the Mazatlán bodyboarders, Manny and freaking Carlos. And we have Cesar Pollo and the Cabo San Lucas guys, Puerto Escondido, all the bodyboarders in Mexico are tuned in. But I want to know, are the South Africans tuned in? Are the Brazilians tuned in? Go to our Facebook page right now, and if you're a South African or Brazilian tuned in, tell me where you are coming from and what you have in your drinking hand. Once again, NMD and Versus, this is the Fronton Pro, brought to you by You Riding, Alpha Campaign, 662 Mob, and likebodyboard.com. So our IBA Facebook page, that is where we're going to be in contact with our viewers from all over the world. Manny V here with Mez, throwing it down. Look at this set coming in out the back.
The boys having a look, and they opt to let it pass through. Bit too much hook on the end of that one. And I did sort of call earlier that the local guys were saying that the left-handers were the way to go, but it doesn't look to be the case so far. Left's almost unsurfable, so the right-handers have been the flavor of the day. And we're going to wrap it up for a what? An ad?
Yes, that's right. We got to pay some bills, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back, everybody. The NMD versus Fronton Pro, winding down the 2012 IBA World Tour Grand Slam Series, and we can ask for any better conditions. Glassy, 6 to 8 foot, massive swells unloading on the shallows here at El Fronton, and all the sponsors making it happen. NMD versus You Riding, Alpha Campaign, 662 Mob, and likebodyboard.com. And you just saw the You Riding commercial. Each day until the 23rd of December, they're going to put a wave of the day on their site. You play it, you have a chance to win some goodies, some real life goodies. So take a look.
Some paddling action going on here, Manny. It's Mark McCarthy having a look at something. What can we see? He's having a look at this one, and he opts to let it go. Yeah, so the boys over there at U Riding, great company and true bodyboarders. You know, they stepped up to the plate as we see things go dry on the inside there.
That's scary.
We had the campaign earlier in the year to bring Manny back to the World Tour, and these are the guys that have Manny here, I believe. U Riding. They're the guys that made sure that Manny was here, and we know that the commentary is not the same without Manny. And I'm sure Manny supports. Thanks you for all the support he got, which was unprecedented. Yes. I know his Facebook likes went to about 10 gazillion.
Yes, thank you, E-Bodyboarding for the Encanto Pro, and U Riding for bringing me here to the NMD versus FRONTON Pro. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here in round number 6. Heat number 2 is out in the water. Woody Valadao has a small margin. Mark McCarthy only needs a 5.25, and he knows that with priority in his hands, but time is winding down with 4 minutes, 13 seconds remaining. The winner of this heat will face off with the world title contender from Hawaii, Jeff Hubbard, in quarterfinal number 2.
And Jeff's still sitting down in front of us here, intently watching the surf and seeing what's happening. And here we go, green. Mark McCarthy up and riding.
Oh my, can he come out of that? Oh, that was huge. Did the whitewash.
We saw the board. We saw no mark.
My.
We saw the board, no mark.
Oh, that was giant.
He came up high again, and he just got swatted by the foam ball.
That whole wave took the entire screen here in our monitor. And is he okay?
Yeah, I think he's just bummed.
He may have hit the reef.
I don't know if he could hit the reef. I think
his board caddy right there is asking if he's okay.
Oh.
Board caddy helping him up. Oh no, this could be our first casualty right here. First injury. As you can see, no, he doesn't want help, or he just wants to get back out there. He's not going to let the reef have the better of him.
That was potentially a wave winner, and great to see the guys there helping Mark out. We've been talking about it all morning, Manny. It's serious out there, you know, like we saw in the first heat with Ryan and Jace, and they were taking off on the small ones because of this exact reason. It's dangerous. We saw the dry reef exposed on the set waves, and guys can get hurt. We saw Elliot Butler ripped to shreds previously, and with the jet skis coming in to see how Mark is. And Mark is a warrior. He's going back out there, and we wish him well. But that wave was a 3.4, unfortunately for Mark, so it wasn't enough. And we'll see the replay here again.
Mark McCarthy on a bomb. As you can see right here, that wave is probably one of the biggest waves of the heat. You can see him skipping down as he comes over that ledge. Finally, it looked like he was going to make it out, but there's so much water moving across the reef.
You can just see his board.
The water's moving not only forward, but across the reef as well. And when it comes across, the water behind you can grab you and just take you for a ride. And you saw the board come out before him, and that was... he's got to take a deep breath right there and now hope that a 5.25 wave will come through. But that was massive. I hope he's okay. But
he's only got 2 minutes to go, but we watch him again here. And this is that bounce. All the speed is gone there. Bang. No speed at all.
But look how
big
this
the rail
barrel
up. He starts to drive up from here, and as he comes up, you can see that. That's just the foam ball just swamps him. And he might not hit the reef. Probably didn't hit the reef on that one, but there's so much power out there. It can twist your legs, twist your hips, twist your neck, and yeah, it can hurt you. So it's good to see him keep paddling back out there with a minute to go, and that's not in a great position because now Yere has priority, and he will just sit there and wait.
All right, check it out. We do have the interview of the last heat with 1 minute and 24 seconds to go. I'm sure the webcast guys will have that picture-in-picture feature going for the last minute, so don't go anywhere. The winner of the last heat, and Alex Leon, where you at, brother?
Yeah, thanks, Manny. Down here with that last heat winner, G'day Martinez, the local boy here. He knows Fronton better than anyone. Let's just ask him how the conditions were out there. I'll try my Spanish with him. Doesn't understand too much English, so muy bien, G'day.
Muchas gracias. Bueno, que decir que las condiciones están muy buenas. Lo malo es que todavía la marea sigue un poco vacía, pero a lo largo que va pasando el día va a estar, creo que va a ser uno de los mejores frontones que hemos tenido de campeonato de estos años atrás. Y vamos a ver, disfruten del espectáculo.
Yeah, basically it's saying conditions are getting better, the high tide, it's getting better. It's pretty difficult when he was in his heat with the low tide, but today you're going to see some really good fronton, and we're going to see Yere move forward into the next round, advancing into the round 6, so congratulations, and we'll see you later on, Yere. Have a shout out to anyone.
Muchas gracias a todos y espero que se diviertan hoy con un buen frontón que vamos a tener.
You. G'day Martinez, the local boy. Back to you, Manny.
Did he do it? Did he do it?
He's claiming it.
Oh my, did he do it? Did Mark McCarthy do it? He's pounding his board. All he was on the hunt for was a 5.25. Was that enough?